Welcome to another Callie video. Let's talk about the rider's perspective. This request comes from my good friend Brad. So a lot of this happens simultaneously, and your horse can sense these things as well. But basically, when I cue Callie to rack, her front end is going to come up. So let's talk about what that is like from a rider's perspective for your seat, for your hands, and your legs. So from a neutral riding position, to keep that same center of gravity perfect, where I feel absolutely in her center and in sync with her movements, when she lifts up, this naturally pushes me back a few degrees. And at the same time, though, if I'm going to ask her to rack, I'm going to assume that position as part of my cue, if that makes sense. So one way or the other, whether she pushes me there or whether I assume that position as part of a cue, that's the position I'm going to end up being in for my seat. Now for hands, when she lifts up, if my hands did absolutely nothing at all, there would be a floppy amount of slack in the reins. So what I do is I gather the reins up. I'm not making contact. It's simply preventing the reins from slapping around. So I don't need to hold the reins with two hands. She's advanced enough for one-handed riding, but I've got to put my hand somewhere, and holding two-handed like this in that deep-seated position is the ultimate feeling of control and safety. The part of my hands actually communicating with Callie are my pinkies, so I use those in three ways. At this speed, to use my legs to move her over from side to side, which I typically do in a different type of gait, would change my seat position. So at this speed, I can use my pinkies in three ways to do that. So the first one is I may press the rein against her neck to push her over, or a second thing I could do with my pinkies, I could direct rein her over, or three, if I want her to slow down a little bit and adjust that speed back to me a little bit, I might toggle my pinkies alternating off and on. Otherwise, no other part of my hand, even though it's on the rein, is actually communicating with her, if that makes sense. So for legs, these remain off and are out of the picture. There's no gait I ride Callie in. Canter, flat foot walk, running walk, rack. There's no gait where my legs are on unless I'm asking her to do something very specific with her body, and then once she does it, they come off again. So let's go. Now from a neutral riding position, and let's say a flat foot walk, a running walk, or a canter, I may bring a leg on either to push her and her entire body left or right to change lanes on a road, for example, or my legs may both come on at the same time to ask her for collection. But either way, as soon as I get what I want, they come off again. So legs are off. So I hope that answers some questions, Brad. Enjoy the beautiful music of Callie hitting her lick. Thanks so much for watching.
Come on. Let's go.